from people, or to people. I'm going to start off by saying, when we were all in high school, we were asked the question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? A lot of people went through with that question. A lot of people changed it. A lot of people didn't know what they wanted to do. I never turned in that paper. I really honestly didn't see myself living past 2018 and 2019. I know it's a dark thing to bring up and start off with, but I promise it has a point. Since then, I never realized the blessings that God has given me, and I took for granted everything that He's given me, and I didn't think of it. And at my darkest times, I had no little faith, little to none, and He still loved me. And He's given me the chance to come here today and talk. That's absolutely amazing. Now, God had given His only begotten Son. John 3, verses 16 and 17 says that God gave His only begotten Son, not to condemn the world, but to save it. That's love. There is no human on earth that can comprehend the love that God and Jesus gives us. It is a divine emotion. No man-made emotion. And it's truly amazing what it can do. God gave His only Son. Jesus gave His life on that cross, having the chance to come down, sending 10,000 angels to absolutely destroy the world. And He chose not to, because He loves us. The people who sat there and said, "Crucify Him," He did it for them. He did it for us. It's a blessing. And we don't take time to realize that. We just go about our days and not even think about it. Now, all through the Bible, every person's faith was tested. From Abraham and even to Jesus, their faith was tested. Jesus Himself, the man without sin, was tested. Now, just because our names aren't in this Bible doesn't mean we're not tested today. And I want to ask a question. Every Sunday, we're asked about daily Bible readers. I want to see a show of hands. Who owns a Bible? Raise your hands if you own a Bible. Okay. Now think to yourself, do you read that Bible daily? Do you show your faith to God by reading that Bible? Now I understand that some of us say that we don't have time, or we forget, or even if you're like me, I'd have to go back and read the same page 3 or 4 times before I actually comprehended what I just read. It's amazing what the world has today. Because I bet you just about everybody in this room can reach into their pocket, their purse, or even if it's sitting next to you, and you can reach out a phone. Now you have no excuse to read the Bible. There's no excuse. Every phone comes pre-installed with a clock that has an alarm clock on it. If you forget, guess what? You can set an alarm clock. Set it as a reminder. If you say you don't have time, the average person spends about 2 to 3 hours on social medias every day. If you have that amount of time to sit there and scroll and look at other people's lives, you have time to read. It takes 4 chapters a day to read the entire book in 1 minute. Just 4. And I understand that some chapters are longer than others. But I promise you, you'll be a completely different person once you start reading this Bible. This is single-handedly the best gift I've ever received in my life. I would trade everything that I own for it. This book has changed me. I feel like a completely different person. And it's amazing that we don't read our Bibles. We are literally handed the guide to salvation, and we choose not to read it. Why is that? Ask yourself why. Because at the end of the day, your morals combined with God's, but your path, you don't know what leads to the end of it. But I know my path with God leads to salvation. Now, if you come to church every Sunday in this state, congratulations, you're halfway there. But if you don't read your Bible, it's important, because if you don't know anything in the Bible, how do you know about salvation? So, I want to challenge everybody here today. On next Sunday, I want to double our amount of daily Bible readers. Even a quarter amount. I want to boost our numbers, make me look like the fool for putting out this challenge. I will be more than happy to take that title. But it's got to start with you. Because we're not guaranteed the next second, minute, hour, day, weeks, months, years. We're not guaranteed. I lost a friend just recently. Unexpectedly, 27 years old. It's a shame. Unexpectedly, just gone, like that. That could be one of us. And I don't want to scare anybody, but it's true. And I want to see every beautiful smile here tonight in heaven when I go. But it's got to start with us, as Christians. You can't go into work every day and just clock in and expect to get paid. Your supervisor comes up to you and asks you, what are you doing? And you're saying, oh, I'm waiting to clock out and go home. I'm pretty sure your supervisor is going to tell you just to go home and not come back. But God might tell you to go home, but be back tomorrow with a better attitude. Because God wants to see all of us in heaven. God doesn't want to condemn anybody to hell. It's important that we read our Bibles, even if it is just 4 chapters a day. It's truly important. Because if you don't know the words that leads to our salvation, then why are we here? Why are we coming to church every Sunday and Saturday to clock in? Our paychecks isn't just some man-made money from trees. Our paychecks is salvation with God after our life. Our souls are so precious to us. And we don't even think about it. We don't think about our future like we should. And I know it says we don't live in our past, but I understand it's hard to do sometimes. If you don't start now, moving towards the future, you'll regret it. Now, if you don't own a Bible, it's okay. You can come to me and ask for one. Probably come to one of the elders, deacons, maybe even John. We would probably try to help you get a Bible. It won't be a tough task. Even if you haven't read the Bible once, or if you've read it 100 times, I promise you there's something in the Bible today that you didn't realize. In Ecclesiastes 3, it states that there's a time and place for everything. There's a time to study. Don't neglect that. And don't neglect the free will that God has given us. Because it is important. It is a gift. So if you need anything tonight,